Hello, Sophie here with a super quick one today because this is just a random setting that I stumbled onto by accident that would have really come in handy for some of my past projects. This setting can be found if you select a grease pencil object and go into edit mode. Up here at the top, open up the stroke dropdown, and then second from the bottom we have scale thickness, which by default is unchecked. And that's a problem. This used to come up especially with my pieces that combine 2D and 3D elements and had different grease pencil objects lay on top of one another. Sometimes I would need to move grease pencil objects in 3D space to help deal with the overlap. I have a whole video about how grease pencil strokes are layered in 3D space if you're curious. But all that to say, this would mess up the scale. And on top of that, I would have multiple grease pencil elements in one object, like when I would do collage style pieces like this. And sometimes I would be adjusting the scale of these different elements up until the last minute, making them larger or smaller independent of one another. This is something that I love about grease pencil, that it is vector-based and you're free to keep resizing your work without fear of pixelization. The dreaded pixelization. But without that scale thickness box selected, I would get this kind of a mess. Ugh. And there are a lot of ways to scale grease pencil stroke thickness, and I'll link a video by Dante that taught me so many new ones. There's a ridiculous amount of ways to do it, but it was inconvenient for me to have to do this for each element that I scaled, trying to get it back to the thickness that I had it at before, and so I recommend keeping this box checked. To scale grease pencil elements within edit mode to your heart's content. Personally, for how I use Blender, I don't think I would ever want to have it unchecked. And so if you don't want to have to worry about checking it every time, you can open up a new 2D animation file or your preferred Blender document type, go into edit mode, stroke, and then check scale thickness. And then you can go into file, defaults, save startup file, and then click OK. Now this setting will be remembered every time you open up a new 2D animation file. Amazing. So I am not good at making short videos, so I'm just gonna leave before I ruin it because I think I may have done it. I hope you're having a great day. I hope that this was helpful. Thank you so much for being here. You can find me on all of the social medias at Sophie Jantak. Like, subscribe, bell. I'm gonna go. Take care. Bye.